Behold! This is my G11 3D model. So I have designed it so that there are minimal screws. We only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 visible screws on this entire thing. Because, I'm a fan of sleek designs, and I think the G11 is pretty sleek. Let's keep it that way. This color scheme is not what I'm planning to use because I don't know. I might. It's just that I haven't tested the painting yet. But let's talk about this design. So if you notice, first of all, I split the stock and the barrel into two assemblies so that I can 3D print it because I don't have a rich man 3D printer. Let's look at these. That's a lot of bodies. Okay, let's get rid of the barrel. Get rid of that. Let's talk about. Let me hide the magazines. There we go. So, if we look inside of here, we got a little magazine holder thing. This wall stops the other two on the sides from, going in and slamming against the firing mechanism. And there's a hole in the middle so that the one that's being used is actually being consumed. Let's actually show this for a second. Yeah, we got little guides for the secondary one so that they slide across, and this top one is similarly supported by this little ring thing. That's where the barrel tube thing goes. This is made of brass. I already bought it. It sits right there. It's screwed over here, and wow, I'm all over the place. You know what? I'm just gonna change topic with no transition to the handle. So this guy. Let me hide the tube holder. Let me hide the what is this? Large wall and small wall. So if we look at the handle, you'll notice it's held together with nothing. No screws in. There's only 2 screws in the back. Let me hide the stock as well. Middle, stock, stock. So the only screws that attach the main body to the actual handle are these screws, and I'll be completely honest and say that I definitely sacrificed some amount of functionality for stability for looks. Like, this thing looks great with no screws, but it could have done with a few more. Well, anyways, the only thing that's holding this front together, keeping the thing in place, are these little insets. If you notice, I have this slanted thing, and I have this curved wall. So I got the profile of the curved wall, and I put it onto the handle assembly. So let's hide the middle, and if you'll notice, yeah, there we go. There's little slots, 3 slots indeed, for the 3 slots that I have split up in the middle assembly. There's you see one there. There's another one, yeah, right here, and the last one is obviously the curved one. Yep. Now the handle assembly, it's its own thing. I kept that as its own thing because it's pretty complicated. It has its own little on and off switch, turned on and off by, I could have done a rotary switch. That would have been way smarter, but no, I'm wacky like that. I gotta have a funky little piston that slides in and out the power switch. Yeah, I'm a little weird, Sorry. This sucks, honestly. I don't even know if it works. The switch mechanism does work. It's just very small. And I haven't actually slid it against a micro switch because I don't have the parts with me right now. They're at my dorm. So, for now, I'll wait. The little, trigger, it's pretty close. And, oh, before I continue, that's right, let me just reappear everything. And here's the original, side by side. You'll notice I copied it pretty well. I know this isn't an exact 3D model. I believe some things are exaggerated, but you'll notice I had to widen everything in the front because of the magazines being double the thickness. Oh my word. I managed to keep it. The profile is basically the exact same. Very happy about that. Not a single bit goes beyond. Handle especially, I copied the handle as closely as possible because I knew that it's ergonomic. If the German government is putting so much money into designing a gun, it might as well be a little more designed than whatever I'm making. That's for sure. What else? Yeah, there's just a circle to denote where it was. Not that it's actually there. Kind of sucks. I think I should. Maybe in a different revision. Maybe if I make this open source, someone else can add that. Just cause I don't know. stock, I'll get rid of that, barrel, stock, barrel, hide the thing, and here we go. Here's the little magazine release. Um, Magazine gets stopped over here by that little nub. If you notice, yeah, I moved the spring over here. There's a little indent for the spring, and there's a similar one on the stock right there. Yep, and it keeps it in place, nestled, so that it wouldn't move. Keep it in place. And that little screw, I definitely messed up on this. Like I could have designed this way better, but I didn't. That's a big mistake. I'll have to redo this at one point. Like if you'll notice, it's legendarily difficult to actually screw it in. I should have had like a tilted, like a rotated one, so it's facing 45 degrees, so I can screw it in from this angle. You probably know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I'm sorry. Is that? Yeah, it's just all there. Ah, right, and there we go. Here are the flywheel enclosure things. They slide right in, just like in that little diagram, whatever. I just did a little bit of making sure that it all fits. Um, yeah, the Picatinny is doing just fine. We remove the scope. You can see it's just your standard Picatinny, and I'll be honest and say that I don't know Picatinnies that well, so I just copied it from an existing design that called for like, I don't know, a 3 mm gap between it. Please tell me if that's wrong, because I'm not a gun guy, I don't own firearms. Um, I hope I don't need one. Uh, okay, yeah, and that's it. You see the screws, see where it all fits in. These screws go into the gear mechanism, gear assembly. These guys screw the flywheel assembly and the firing mechanism into the body. Although it is pretty stable, with it being all held together with like friction and stuff, constraints. I really hope it doesn't just shatter when I drop it or something. It might. Just don't drop it, okay? Don't drop it. Just undo everything so that I don't have to save version 26 and have like 2 billion different saves. That's happened before. I hate that. Get that, and that. Yeah, I'll show you now uh the firing mechanism itself, because there's a lot more to it. If you'll notice, I designed my own magazine. I took an existing one by I think it was like Sure. His name is Sure T or something. I don't know. 3D models. Okay, yeah, Sure T. There we go. He's on Sketch. No, he's on Principles. Yeah, cool guy. He made that. Pretty nice. I kept the bottom. We have these little indents because that's what the magazines kind of look like. So I copied that. Um, what else? Yeah, here's the firing mechanism. There's definitely a lot to it. Now, at this point, I'm kind of used to just looking at all this visual noise, but, there's a lot. Let's see if I can get rid of the magazines. So, I slimmed them down so they would fit into the square profile. I hope those don't snap off. They probably will because they hate me. Let's see. Mag. This is the flywheel assembly. Flywheels sit below. The motors sit up. And here's where it actually works. Now I do have an animation, but it sucks, so I'm not going to show you. But it's very simple. This pusher goes down with this rack and pinion thing. So this goes down like this, and then it goes back up. Then this guy. This is awful. No, it rotates 90 degrees. You'll understand. It rotates 90 degrees, so now the barrel's facing this way. And then finally, at this rack and pinion over here, this guy is pushing in and out just enough so that it pushes the dart out to be touching against the flywheel. And then the breech rotates back to its original position. Repeat. Springs, 6 mm springs especially, they go here and here. They're compression springs, so I had to put a little guard there. I can see why the other guy who designed this, like on Reddit, he designed it so that it would be tension because there's no track that you need, and I definitely like over-engineered this to the point where it's hard to 3D print because this part is especially incredibly tense. I did 3D print parts, but they are incredibly off. Especially this. I print, if you notice, this entire surface is flat so that I can 3D print it. I really love that. I'll keep it like that. But this is now an overhang, which means that it's drooping down just slightly, and the actual 3D print kind of looks like that, and it's like incredibly tight. I can't even slide the thing down. I definitely have to sand it. Same with this guy. It's a little less tight, but still, it's a little frustrating. Notice I cut holes into it to save weight, and also filament because I'm broke. Screws go here on this side, and these screws are to mount it to the flywheel enclosure assembly that mounts to the rest of the middle assembly. We got the worm gear. Now I don't even know, I'll be completely honest. I just googled how do I calculate worm gear ratios, and it's like count the number of top teeth versus the like number of engaged pins or whatever, or number of pins on this wheel. I just have a 60 or 600 RPM motor, so it probably works. If it's too slow, I'll be sad. If it's too fast, whatever. I'll just change the ratio on this. You know what? Here's like a good idea. I'm probably not gonna stand by it, but if I were to release it, I would design several different worm gear assemblies so that it would accept different types of motors for different speeds. Although obviously I feel like that would put some more or less stress on the motor depending on the ratio of the motor. Anyways, we got our 3 magazines that fit in here. Ah, yes, these bumps, first of all, they help keep it in line because when I assemble them, if we go into one of the sub-assemblies, we go into bodies, and then we go into this body, sure, you'll notice there are some little nubs because it slides in from the top. Like this guy slides in from the top. The light gray one. Ah yes, I kept 2 nubs because I want it to be compatible with other Nerf guns, especially the Talon mags, just because. It probably won't because I probably changed it too much. But again, I've never tested any of this because I'm pretty new to the hobby. There are a ridiculous amount of Nerf darts that can fit in here. I don't know, maybe like 30 something? Probably 30. And 30 times 3, that's 90 darts in one gun. I'm just saying, this is going to be, like, I designed it because it's funny. I think it's going to be funny. It's again, like the guy on Reddit. He said it's over-engineered, and that is so true. I'm stand by. I love just goofy things. It's very silly. I hope you guys will love it too. Yeah, that's about it. Here's the entire assembly, yada yada yada. These screws mounting. Okay, I'm done.